Hello, Alex from Barefaced here with Louis from Barefaced, who is further away, not smaller. And we're going to try and start doing more videos demoing the stuff. So we're going to try and get organised. This is a first attempt with the camera setup differently, the mic on the camera setup differently. So apologies, if this doesn't work out great, the next video we'll do the level control automatically on the camera. But we'll see how this works. However well it works, it's going to get uploaded because I can't be bothered shooting it again. We have here a new guitar, which is shiny. Not just shiny, sort of sparkly.
Sparkly, yeah, gold. I'll put the gold strap on it as well.
Yeah, we're classy. This is a Sire Larry Carlton
Les Paul
thing. I think it's called an L7.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And it turned up on Friday from Anderton's. Good people that they are. We have paid for it. I wish people would give us free gear, but they don't. We're not famous enough.
No.
And Louis took it home at the weekend. I texted him this morning and said, don't talk to me about the guitar. So we can do it on camera, for better or worse. So we'll be doing demos of cabs, but I thought we've got a new guitar. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about guitars. It's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. What are they? Like 500 quid or so?
Yes, retail price is 500 and something, yes.
Yeah, bearing in mind it hasn't had a setup, so it's straight from the factory or from Anderton's. I don't exactly know where it was last looked at. The intonation is perfect. I mean, you can tell it's not like £1,000 Les Paul. There's a couple of little bits, more so in the finish and the detail, to be honest, more than anything else, which I'm never too bothered by because I want to play it, not look at it.
And it's going to get dinged and whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. They have rolled the edge of the fretboard.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
That's the thing on the Bassist too, because we've got this is the other Sire instrument.
Yeah, the Marcus Miller.
Which we got recently as well. I'm the sort of person who likes to have one bass that is good, really good, that suits how I play, and play it all the time for everything. But that's not very good if you want to demo gear, because people want to hear things like
different things
they play. So normally, I used to play this thing all the time, which is absolutely like nothing else anyone owns.
Yeah, it's a monster.
So we've got a Precision, which is hanging up there as a sort of demo-y bass, and then it sort of expanded from there.
Yeah.
And here at Barefaced, it seems like no one here plays a Les Paul-y type guitar as a standard.
So we're in the Fender world now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Strats and tellies.
So we do have an old Squire Strat up there.
Needs a little bit of work, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, needs some sorting out. But it's a friend's guitar, actually. He lent me years ago. It's still there. Cheers, Jacob. Yeah, it's getting used.
Yeah.
But yeah, because everyone else here seems to have Strats, or James got a telly and a
335-ish
335 sort of thing.
Vibes. But no, Les Pauls. It's nice. I don't usually like them.
Twin humbucker rock guitar.
Yeah, which I've got in my telly. I've got Seymour Duncan's, and I prefer. There's something about it's the scale. When we said about it last week, I kind of didn't realise they're a different scale length.
Yeah.
And it feels so strange to me. But it is. I kind of noticed. I played it a lot unplugged at the weekend because that's kind of how I start with the guitar if it's new. And I always end up going to neck pickup with the tone rolled off on this. Like, it's the Robin Ford thing. I don't know why. That's always where I want to go. You could sit up here and like, even for the lead stuff, that doesn't do too much for me. But on here with this rolled off, because like on 10 it's not very good. It's a little bit bright. But if you kind of halfway it, sounds like Steely Dan.
It does, doesn't it? That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's just a Robin Ford thing, and that I was surprised. I was like, oh, that it sounds exactly like I wanted it to, and it's not like a budget version of it. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Because I was just having a look at the specs. 12-inch radius, C neck, which feels really nice, and that they've just said these are Larry Carlton pickups. So whatever that means, they haven't given the details on like high output, low output. I can't really find anything on it. But it just feels
it's mahogany neck and body. I don't know if the whole body's one piece of mahogany.
I think so.
It probably is, isn't it?
It's not that heavy.
Separate top.
Considering
It's a bit thinner, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Than a typical Les Paul.
Yeah, it seems like they've gone for like retro sound, modern feel. So like
Yeah.
medium jumbo frets, and like this, honestly, this rolled edge just makes it feel so much better than it is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's made so, like, it could do with a setup. Some of the tuning is a little bit. It's got locking tuners, but even so, I'm like, oh, that shouldn't have gone out of tune that quickly. But I think, regardless of the intonation, like I don't know anything about neck relief and that, so I didn't bother because I'm just gonna make it worse. So we'll send it in. We'll get Ben to look at it.
Yeah.
And then just do those final tweaks. But like for out the box, yeah, this morning before you got here, I was just in here on the old Robin Ford setting, and it's just wicked.
Do you ever use both pickups at once? I'm a bassist, in case you didn't know. I started Barefaced as a bassist. I remain a bassist, and I'm a weird kind of bassist who plays bass a lot of the time like a guitar, and consequently, and I write on the bass, and I write all my stuff on the bass, and I'm always been a bit scared of learning guitar properly because I've developed a whole style around playing bass somewhat like a guitar. So, yeah, so we now sell guitar stuff, but now we've got this sparkly thing, I have an urge to actually do some proper guitaring, and
You're excited.
the trio I'm in, we're probably, which is bass, drums, vocals, we probably are going to do some overdubs of a bit of guitar, a bit of keys here and there. So I was going to use a piccolo bass. I've got this Plot Flower set up as a fake guitar. So it's tuned like the bottom 4 strings of a guitar, but actually I think I might turn that to being a bass
And use this.
and have a go with the Les Paul, because it does sound really nice. And the shorter scale of the guitar does, because that's the 30-inch scale bass, so it's got a lot more weight to the sound, like a baritone guitar,
Yeah.
or like a Fender Bass 6 or something, which then gets more in the way of the bass. Whilst guitars being smaller, they don't have the depth. So
Different
that's
thing, isn't it?
24 3/4,
Yeah.
which is, so that's also, it feels less, well, it's less tight, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm.
it's 3/4 of an inch shorter than a Strat.
I have to be careful. I keep going for bends. And
So you're overbending.
so easy to do because I'm just not used to it. Even just that tiny little bit too much. It's just like.
And you
I'm
think
not
that's
used
the
to it.
same gauge that you normally have?
I reckon these feel like 10s.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any info again online, but yeah, they feel like 10s.
So what's it like with sort of chordal stuff and? Or...
See, there's the chord. Let me have a little look. It is absolutely freezing in here, which is probably not helping.
No,
To be
that's
fair.
true because you brought it from home.
Yeah.
So it'd be warmer there.
But like, yeah, it is up and down ever so. But even so, like, I'm kind of surprised because it's, in theory, locking tuners shouldn't let it do that, right? They
Now,
should just
You're
hold the
playing
string.
through the Egnator tweaker, aren't you?
Yeah, absolute machine.
And then which cab are we into?
Just the uprising at the moment, which is just V30s, double V30s.
It's that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Standard, and it is
all valves.
16 ohm.
Yes. So yeah, that's our uprising vertical 2x12.
Standard, really.
Yeah. Standard for us, very non-standard for the rest of the world because it's got the AVD thing on the back that makes it sound better.
Yeah, of course. So used to that. now.
Louis gigs with it. Well, not that particular one. Your own
No,
one.
I've changed one driver in mine, but I had two V30s for ages. It's great.
Yours has got a blue in the top. No.
G12H75.
Oh, right. that one.
G12M75. I always forget which one it is.
It's a speaker.
It's another driver.
But we're going to do some demo videos where we actually know what speakers are in them and can remember.
Yeah, we've got loads lined up.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Summary.
It's pretty.
We've got a Les Pauly thing.
Yeah. Buy guitars that aren't 1,500 quid and spend 100 quid getting them set up. Honestly.
And maybe spend some of your guitar budget on our nice cabs.
Yeah, do that.
That'd be good. So we shall be back with more videos. Hopefully, we're not too quiet because it does sort of squish things if you have the auto levels on. But we wanted to see if, without the squishing, it's loud enough, and then you get, more honest dynamic response as much as it's possible. By the way, sound-wise, for absolute authenticity, we are going through a Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, so an extra caffeinated microphone, which is essentially flat response. It's flat from 40 hertz to about 2000. It's got a slightly rising response of rises by about 5 dB, but that's on axis, and we are a bit off axis, so I think the room sound should be fairly realistic. Anyway, I've been Alex from Barefaced, that's Louis from Barefaced. We've got a guitar. Rock and roll.
See ya.